How's it going, folks? My name is Neil, my channel is Stinger, and it's great to be guesting here back on FM Scout. So today we're just going to do a quick rundown of little things in the game of Football Manager 2022 that you may have missed that may help you gain a little advantage and get some wins. Before we get into that, if you're not familiar with my channel, float on over there. I've got all sorts going on, from tips videos to tactic downloads to explanation on player roles. There's loads there. Check it out if you do have 5 minutes. Right, let's get into this video. Yes, indeed, removing traits. Now, this was one that gets overlooked quite a lot. Quite a lot of the time we look to teach traits, but we forget to get rid of some we don't need, such as this one. So this is my man, Mattia Zaccagni. Good all-round player, right? Perfect. In the hole, in that number 10 position. But we play a fast transition game, so when he gets the ball, I want him to have a cutting edge and look for a through ball. But his player traits aren't exactly perfect. Some of them are absolutely ideal, such as looks for pass rather than attempting to score, so he's a creative player. But it's this one I don't like. He dwells on the ball, so he takes too long to make a decision. I need it to be faster. We want this out of his game, so we go up to development and to training. Down to discuss new trait. Just like we look to teach him a new trait, we want this out of his game. Go to discuss new trait. Now it's a technical movement, this. One of his techniques, so we go to technical training. You'll come up with this screen. Then it's simply a case of searching for the right one. So we can see down here, I would like to start coaching Mattia to stop taking too much time on the ball. It's a weird trait in the first place. Let's get out of his game. Big Mario agrees. End quick chat. And now you can see just here in red, the play trait is being removed. That's going to help Mattia become a much better player for me in my system. Get that trait out of his locker. Simple scout search for a new Messi. Let me explain. So we've got our team, our formation set up, ready. We know how we want to play. We've got most of the players ready, but I'm lacking a player. I'm lacking a player in there. I'd love Messi. I'd love to get Messi, but he's just gone to PSG, so I know I'm not going to be able to get him. How can I get the next best thing? So go over to scouting. First step, scouting. Second step, assignments. First step, choose your coach, Carlo Conti. You're going to be a good man. And then from this guy, we'll get a scout assignment. We're going to create a new assignment. Once we've got here, we come up to this screen. Now, this is a feature that used to be on the main screen that you could do yourself, but for whatever reason, they've took it out of this version, which is a bit annoying. But it's this one here, find similar player to. So I know I want a Messi style player in that hole behind the striker. So I simply type in Messi. Up it comes, Lionel Messi. We put it in there, and there you can see it bangs in Messi's main standout key attributes. We'll start assignment now. And that means Carlo Conti is going to go away and search for our new version of Messi. And there's the assignment summary of what he's looking for in this player, similar to Lionel Messi. Notice the attributes there. You can tweak them if you feel like you need a couple of different ones to focus on. Entirely up to you. But that's a nice, quick way to find a player similar to Messi or another player that you feel like your team are going to need. Now, this year more than ever, it's important to have a couple of backup styles for your team, especially when your team tire. They seem to tire a lot this year, so we can change things up pretty fast, and this is how we do it. So my favourite thing about this tip is, if you've got a formation you like and your team are enjoying, such as this one, Forest Green there, top of the league, win, you don't need 2 or 3 different formations in the backup slots for different match situations. You can maintain that formation. What I want you to do instead is simply change your tactical style down the side there. You can see mine is named. It's named Stinger Zero. It's part of the tactic. I've named it. That's my team instructions. This is for my aggressive play when we're looking for the win. Maybe we're at home and we're going all out. Now you can see though down here, much higher line of engagement, lots of pressing, counter pressing as well. It's a taxing formation. So a backup for this might be handy when we start to tire. But we don't need to change the formation because they're happy with it. What we can do is simply go up to tactical style there, load, and we'll load the back off tactic. Press that in, and instantly we've got a brand new set of team instructions. Maintain the same team shape, maintaining a high team familiarity. Want to make it even quicker? Simply load in your second tactic there as an exact copy of your first. Just put your different tactical style in the side there. So if I'm winning, maybe it's 2-0 coming up to half time and I feel like I'll just back the team off a bit, I'll simply switch tactic number 2. Same shape, same roles, everything the same, apart from the team instructions will change, and then we can simply switch back again. You get none of these players moving around over there when you switch tactics. It's the same formation. They're happy, you're happy. keep winning. Retrain straight away. As soon as you sign up to a club, walk in the door, have a look at the squad, that's when we start retraining. So this is the Forest Green save that I just showed you. And now what I did, the first thing I did when I got through the door, when I got my formation set up, I had a look at the options I had. Now wing backs I knew were going to be crucial. The ones I had, not so good. But I did see a player who I thought would be absolutely ideal. His natural position was not there. It's time to retrain him straight away from pre-season. So this is Nicky Cadden. As you can see, he can play all the way down the left. He wants to play as a winger or even a wing back. He's very iffy at playing actual fullback, which is pretty strange considering he can play anywhere down the left, but such is life. So the first thing I did, I identified him. I thought he could be a real talent going forward. We get up to development and we're going to retrain his position. At the minute, if you just leave it be, when you join a club, it'll just train him in the position they seem natural. Not so for Mr. Cadden. I wanted him as a left back, as a wing back on attack. He's got all the attributes to do it. Why he doesn't want to play there, I don't know. But now he's learning it. We go off to the season. Not only is he learning that role, but he's also going to be my first choice in that role. It won't be long before he's an absolute natural and ripping it up. In fact, at the end of the season, in the Forest Green save, Nicky Cadden, you can see there in average ratings, was the best player in the league in terms of average rating. If we look at him a little bit closer, you can see in his 41 games, he's scored 18 assists, 6 goals with an average rating of a whopping 8. And now you can see his defensive position. He's a natural. He loves it. But don't be put off when you get to a club and the right players might not be there staring it in the face. You might have to tweak a couple of players. But as soon as you start retraining them, they can take to it like a duck to water. And my last point on that, it's attention to detail. When you first get to the club and you know the formation you want to play, and more importantly, you know the roles you want the players to play, get them training in that role. For example, I know I want Jake Young to be my attacking midfielder in the number 10 role. The game says he's a striker. If we went to his training and we didn't touch it, we just left it, go to his training, you can see his position and role, his training is to be a striker. Nothing in particular, no role's been focused on, just a striker. So you want to go into detail, like I'm going to here, attacking midfielder, centre, shadow striker, and he's really going to drill down on those attributes and focus on them. And finally, beware of the quick pick. Now what do I mean by this? Not the team selection, I mean for your set plays. Do you ever wonder why sometimes you get caught in the break and there's nobody back? Believe me, I've been caught on this a few times. Sometimes I've been live on stream and I've been like, what's he doing up there? And then I realise why. I've used the quick pick, especially on throw-ins. So let me remove my fat head. So we'll quick pick the throw-in takers now, 1 and 2. So the first two are okay. It's my left full-back on the left and my right full-back on the right. Now after that, it's a bit of a free-for-all, and this is why I suggest you do it yourself, because the game will just throw up some random ones, such as the second taker it's got on the left-hand side is Billy Cargill, which is my centre-back. I don't want my centre-back taking a throw-in halfway down the pitch. Behind him, so if Cadden is not available and Cargill's not available, it's Kane Wilson. Now Kane Wilson is my right-back. I don't want him travelling all the way to the other side of the pitch to take the throw-in. This is why we're getting caught out. So take them off and think about who your backup throwers should be. So my first choice as the second choice throwing taker, if that makes sense, would be the backup to Nicky Cadden, who's going to be on the bench. Next, it'll be somebody on the pitch in a midfield area, so I'm not going to leave one of these guys to get exposed. It makes no sense my right back coming all the way over here to take a throw, leaving it exposed down the right. And even worse for me is my centre back coming all the way up there to take it. Just nonsense. Now of course, exceptions to the rule are if you're playing long throws and you've got a right fullback who's amazing at long throws, yes, you'll want him on them. Same with the centre back. If you do that, you need to make contingencies. So you can see I've got my centre back taking a long throw in. Now because he's taking a long throw in, I've made sure I've got 4 backs. So I've dropped my midfielder back as well. Sometimes if you just leave it set to your defender taking a long throw, you'll end up with something looking a bit like this. So that's why we get exposed on the counter, because we only have 2 back, because we've got our defender hoying it into the box and we've got no one taking his place and dropping back. There we go folks, 5 quick tips that you can put into your game that might help you influence your game a little bit for the better. Any other future videos you'd like me to cover on FM Scout, please drop a comment below, or any questions, drop them down below or float on over to my channel. I'll be happy to answer.